UFO time, or should I say UAP? That's right, the government has finally come out with the declassified documents. I got them right here. We're going to go into detail about what's going on with our government, all of these UFO sightings, aliens, get to the truth about what the government knows, or the not so truth, right? We can't expect any truth from the government. Honestly, I wasn't expecting much out of this report. And we all know that government has been telling us lies, feeding us all this propaganda, and you know the truth already. The aliens are here. They've been here since the beginning. There's nothing new, but let's just get into this exact document and what they have to say, okay? This was coming out through June 25th, so just last week, right? This happened because of the Trump executive order that was signed, and they had to come up with his exact order. So here it is, everybody, right now. So starting with the scope and assumptions. This preliminary report is provided by the Office and the Director of National Intelligence in response to the provision of the Senate report. So obviously it's exactly what I was talking about, and we're going to get into the exact summary, and they have, let me just break it to you right now. There's nothing fancy. There's nothing exciting here. So in a limited number of incidents, UAP reportedly appear to exhibit unusual flight characteristics. These observations could be the result of sensor error, spoofing, or observer misperception and require additional rigorous analysis, right? It couldn't be more put in a vocabulary that they are just completely playing it safe here, to be honest with you. This entire report, I've read it several times, and it's just really about keeping their butt safe. Honestly, that's it. They did not admit aliens are real. They did not admit anything. They just kind of restructured the vocabulary with the UAP. So let's get exactly into this vocabulary. Here it is, okay? UAP probably lack a single explanation, okay? They have 4 new categories, all right? Category number 1 is an airborne clutter. These objects include birds, balloons, recreational, unmanned aerial vehicles, UAV, right? Instead of UFO. Or airborne debris like plastic bags that muddle a scene and affect an operator's ability to identify true targets, such as an enemy aircraft, right? So all of these human errors, all of those things, this is called an airborne clutter now. The next category is natural atmospheric phenomena. Okay, this is the natural atmospheric phenomenon, including ice crystals, moisture, thermal fluctuations, and so on, okay? The next category is USG, or Industry Developmental Programs. UAP observations could be attributable to developments that are classified programs by U.S. entities, basically, foreign or U.S. entities, military aircrafts, and so on. So the last but not least is foreign adversary systems. Some UAPs may be technologies developed by China, Russia, and other national government entity, right? So they're blaming other governments, they're blaming other foreign policies, other leaders. So they're just basically saying it's not aliens again, covering their own ass, covering their own butt, excuse me. So what's happening right now is there's an ongoing airspace concerns, right? How they word it is when aviators encounter safety hazards, they are required to report these concerns depending on the location, volume, and behavior of the hazards during their flights. Now, potential national security challenges, right? Explaining UAP require analytic collection and restores investment, right? All the resources that go into collecting this information, so on and so forth. So the majority of UAP data is from U.S. Navy reporting, but efforts are underway to standardize incident reporting across U.S. military services. They're putting more money into this. Obviously, they're going to create more systems, more of our U.S. tax dollars hard at work here, right, everybody? So here's how they really define UAPs. Unidentified aerial phenomenon, okay? A UAP event is a holistic description of an occurrence during which a pilot or aircrew witnessed or detected a UAP. A UAP incident, which is a specific part of an event. A UAP report, which is a similar documentation as this. And the last but not least, on page 9, the Senate report specifically requested that the report should include a detailed analysis of UAP data, blah, 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 a detailed analysis of unidentified phenomena collected by all of these human measurement of signatures, intelligence, right? They're looking for some sort of space. They're looking for a way to harness this, right? To profit from this, whether it's technology, whether it's communication with celestial beings. Like, we know this has been going on for a very long time, right? That's it for the whole summary of the report. I'm going to put the link right here on YouTube. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcast, then just jump over to my social media and click on this YouTube video so you can actually read the report for yourself. It's very dry. It's very boring. That was a very rough summary here. I want you guys to know that the truth is still the same, right? We can't expect anything from our government as far as real, honest truth. So they're just covering up with more lies, covering up all the same old thing. Now, sorry to break it to you, right, that this was going to be some glamorous thing about aliens and how we're working with them and Roswell and all of their contracts since the beginning. And we now know, too, as well, that this has been happening, that they have interfered, right, with nuclear bombs, right? This is happening to the point where it's undeniable now. So they basically just had to come up with something, to really talk about aliens and UFOs, or now UAPs, right? Again, changing the language, changing the programming to keep us all, right where we want us to be, in that rat race, in this corral where all the sheep belong. Okay, now, you and I know that once you become the shepherd, once you really know the truth through all of this, you have to seek this information for yourself. We cannot depend on any political leader, any government official, whatever. Just the fact that they came out with a document really doesn't mean anything. It just means that they changed the vocabulary. They now have more money, more people going into this and covering up the same old lies with the same old agenda, right? And that agenda is more control, right? Taking our freedom, taking away this valuable information. We all could be living with higher technologies right now, getting away from fossil fuels, getting away from all of this chaotic, matrix agenda-induced plagues and viruses and all this stuff, right? All this programming, when in all actuality, this beautiful human race, this oneness, right? This spiritual dimension, all of these things that aliens have been talking about and leading us to higher consciousness, the Matrix doesn't want us to do that, right? The government officials, everybody, it doesn't matter what side of the page that you're on, they don't want us to activate that Anya chakra, the third eye, right? They don't want us to activate the Kundalini. They don't want us to be, woke and waking up here on this planet right now. They want us to stay asleep, to stay in that darkness, right? So just remember that, right? We can't trust the government. We can't trust anybody but that own connection to your own higher self and your own experience through this, right? So yes, remember, always hold this space in your heart. Aliens are real. Celestial beings are all about light and love. This is 100% positive. This UAP report, this official government report here, really doesn't mean anything to the community, right? Of all the star seeds out there, all my light worker fam, you know exactly what's going down right now, and we can't expect anything from the government. So just continue to go on your path. Continue to uphold this true message, about aliens, and let's get away from these conspiracies. Let's get away from all of this, drama, to be honest, and let's focus on the truth, right? Let's focus on that love. Let's focus on the 5D. Let's focus on really uplifting the consciousness of this planet right now. Shout out to everybody over on Patreon. Shout out to everybody on the Signal app. Inner Circle members, I love you guys. I love everybody here in the community. Thank you for keeping the channel alive. Until next time, infinite love, infinite peace. I'm out.